Hello and welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley. Howdy. And today we're going to conclude our little mini series at this time, vocabulary to discuss sports. A couple days ago we looked at sports that use balls, and yesterday we examined football in particular, since that's, I guess, the world's most popular sport. Today, pretty much everything else. Okay. Anyway, we're going to examine this vocabulary by doing a range of exercises, mix and match, fill in the blank, picture identification, and as we go along, we'll discuss sports as the class proceeds. Hello, Mustafa. How are you?
Hello, teacher. Good morning for you.
Yes, it is. Is it a good morning? I'm not sure, but it is morning. Good morning to you,
Morning. Thank
Mustafa.
you.
Is it morning? It's morning where you
It
are.
is it is 6 a.m.
It is early morning. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good morning to you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I guess we can get started. There's a little problem opening the class. I'm a little bit late. Hopefully, we'll have others join us. Any viewers out there, just jump in at any time. No problemo. Uh, okay. Also, I'd like to welcome Alejandro. Hello,
Thank you.
Alejandro. Welcome to the
Hello.
class. Hello, hello. Okay. Let's basic picture identification, other sports. Let's try this out. Okay, we have match the sports written above here with the pictures. Mustafa, number one,
Racing.
horse racing. Very good. Is horse racing a popular sport in your country?
Nope. At all.
Nope. No, not at all. Do,
Yeah.
do people bet on horse racing in your country at all?
What do you mean, like bet? Like,
Well, like in United States and Australia, Great Britain, and a number of countries, racing tracks are famous, or maybe infamous, for being gambling.
yeah.
They're
Yeah, yeah.
really
No.
they're really gambling businesses more than the sport. They're a chance to gamble, pick a horse to bet on, and see if you can win money.
Yeah. Here is
Heavy,
not
heavy,
famous.
heavy gambling sport, really.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know how cool it is, but it is what it is. Okay. Anyway, Alejandro, number two.
Is
What's this
swimming.
guy doing? All right, he's swimming. He's most certainly swimming. Okay, here now the bonus question, Alejandro. What stroke is he using?
Repeat, please.
What swimming stroke do you think he is using? Of course, we have different methods, I guess, of swimming.
The difference?
Yes, we have different ways to swim. And in swimming sports, there are different events. In each event, you need to use a different style of swimming. These are called strokes.
Mm, the swimming is the sports competition.
Yes. What do you think the guy in picture number two is doing? Which stroke?
Uh, Only practice swimming.
Okay. I don't think you get me. I believe he is doing the backstroke because he's on his back and he's putting his hand over there, over his head. He's going to move his arm backwards. He's swimming backwards on his back. That's the backstroke. Okay. We also have a number of other strokes. Breaststroke, Uh, butterfly. Okay, that's the weird one where the person's kind of jumping up and down with his body like a dolphin. I can't. It takes a. Have you ever tried to do a butterfly stroke? My goodness, it takes an enormous amount of energy. I don't really even know how they do it. They swim like 40 meters doing that. I swim 5 meters and I'm breathless.
I even don't know how to swim. Yeah.
And you don't know how to swim. Well, when you learn how to swim, um, you can. You need to pick a kind of a stroke that you can use. Okay, here's some other examples. Breaststroke, you're moving your arms in front of your chest. Butterfly, that's the weird one. Side stroke, you're actually swimming kind of sideways. Actually, that's my fastest stroke. I'm very good at that. Doggy paddle, that's where you're just kicking your hands and legs like a little child when he learns to swim. He doggy paddles. You're just like a dog. You look like a dog. Just churning your hands and legs under the water. A crawl or Australian crawl is the kind of, I guess, most normal swimming stroke. How about you, Max? Can you swim? Hi, Max, by the way. Sorry. Hello.
Hello again. Yeah, I swim.
What's your best stroke?
Best, do you mean fast? Or
Yeah,
what?
well, faster, efficient, I don't know what I mean, really.
I think like you said, side stroke.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, but I prefer to relax like breaststroke, like.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. So swimming competitions, different lengths in the pool and different strokes. Max, number 3. What is this person doing? Probably.
Horse.
Here's a clue. There's no
Racing,
horse.
but I'm not sure.
There's no horse in the name of this sport.
Okay.
The clue.
Maybe show jumping.
That's it. Show jumping. When we talk about this sport, it's just called show jumping. There really should be a picture of a fence under the horse's body here, something like that, because they're jumping over fences and barriers. All right. Okay, they have a very definite uniform with a black hat and the white pants, black boots, black helmet type hat. Okay. Max, have you ever seen show jumping in person or live or on TV?
I think on TV only.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty interesting, actually.
My neighbors have a lot of horses, but I've never seen how they jump.
You should go steal one of their horses and try it out. No, you shouldn't. I would not recommend. You need a lot of training to do this. You do, and your horse does. Definitely a team, you and your horse, to do show jumping. Does anybody know, open question for the class, what is this sport where people get on a wild or untamed horse, or there's several events, actually, riding an untamed horse, riding an untamed bull, roping, calf roping, catching a baby or a baby cow with a rope. Anybody know what that's called?
Wrestling? Something related to wrestling?
Close. You're getting close. Anybody know this one? There's several events, but the whole thing is called a rodeo.
Okay.
I don't know if this is popular anywhere else but the Western Hemisphere. Actually, I don't know if anybody does this, but United States, Canada, and somewhat in South America as well. The recent rodeo champion, bull riding, is from Brazil. Bull riding champion was from Brazil. I just watched this last weekend, as a matter of fact. The championship bull riding. It's quite impressive. Those guys take a beating. I don't know why they would want to do this. Every single one of them who competes has broken several bones in his body. It's extremely dangerous sport. Anyway, okay, moving on. Mustafa, how about this guy? What's he doing?
Um, okay, okay. So skiing,
Okay, it's a long I sound. Skiing. Skiing.
skiing,
Yeah, with a Y sound in between. Skiing.
skiing.
It's actually 2 syllables. Skiing. That's it. Mustafa, have you ever been skiing, first of all?
Nope, nope at
Nope.
all.
It's a sport. It's really my favorite sport. I love this sport.
But
There
I
are.
heard like it is. Sorry for interruption. I heard it is like a kind of danger, or you have to pay more attention maybe, because
If
if
you
you heard
do it
that.
right, it's
Mm.
dangerous. If you want to have fun, it's dangerous. Absolutely. That's why I love it. There are 2 basic forms of skiing. Uh, do you know what those are? Probably not. You're not familiar.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anybody in the class know what those 2 basic forms of skiing are? Anybody? No? The guy in the picture is downhill skiing. And then the people who use a sort of lurching motion to ski on a flat surface, obviously, they are cross-country skiing. So downhill and cross-country. Sometimes downhill skiing is called alpine skiing. The word alpine is used to talk about mountains, an alpine area, a mountain area with many pine trees. Alpine, think about pine trees. Okay. By the way, guys, I have just used all my space in the Verbling chat, and I can't scroll down. So I'm going to switch over to the group chat box for the Hangout. That's the blue box in the upper left-hand corner. Okay. Moving on. Alejandro, number 5.
Is motor racing.
Yeah, indeed. Do you enjoy? Do you ever watch motor racing, Alejandro?
Repeat?
Do you ever watch motor racing?
Yes, yes, of course.
Do they
Yes,
have
yes,
an
yes.
Do they have an important race in your country?
In the is third is near the Grand Prix in Mexico.
Ah, okay. The Grand Prix. All right, and that's this type of car. Do you know what this type of car is called? There's different types of race cars.
Formula One.
Yeah,
Formula One.
that's it. Formula One. Let's see what a Formula 8 car looks like. Okay, anyway, yeah, it's an F1 or Formula One. Definitely, Formula One race car. Most of the Formula One cars are held, races, I'm sorry, held in different countries. Grand Prix of Mexico, Japanese Grand Prix, many countries.
Singapore,
Holds
Malaysia.
Singapore. Singapore's a big one. Yeah. Malaysia, Japan. I think I said Montreal has a big one. Right. Then there are other forms of car racing as well. Stock cars, which is a misnomer. Stock means the way it comes out of a factory. If something's stock, you describe it as stock as an adjective. That means the way it was originally manufactured. Stock cars, of course, are supposed to be cars that are all equal because they're the way they came out of the factory, but of course everybody knows that's not really true. They modify them like crazy. They change them. Okay, moving on. Max, number 6, is doing what? Max?
Skating.
Well, he's doing more than that.
Ice skating. Skating.
Skating. Well, he is skating, but he needs to skate in order to do his sport.
Gymnastics. I'm not sure.
No.
No.
He is definitely playing ice hockey.
Really?
Ice hockey. Oh yeah, he's got his stick there. He's got a helmet on.
Oh, sorry. I thought about number 7.
Well, she is definitely not playing hockey. She would be killed. Okay. Yeah, she'd be dead meat, as we say in English. She goes out on a hockey game, she'd be dead meat. Hockey is a contact sport. You see he's wearing padding here, helmet. They hit each other. They hit each other hard. You ever watch hockey, a live hockey game, Max?
Only one.
Mm.
It's strange, but I don't know.
I used to my university's hockey team. I used to follow pretty religiously. Okay, that's just an expression. I did not worship them as a religion, but I followed them religiously. I was a big fan. I went to all the games. The games are free for students in university, so it's fun to go to your university's sports team games. Hockey is fun to watch. It's so much better to watch live than on TV. I don't really know why. Maybe it's the huge booming sounds when somebody gets smashed into the boards, and maybe it's the sound. I don't know, but it's really exciting to watch live. It's one sport, in America at least, I'm really surprised. If I go to a baseball game or an American football game or a soccer game, I see like 80 or 90% men in the crowd. For some reason, you go to a hockey game and it's like 50% women.
Wow, that's awesome.
I don't know. They like to watch the men pound the tar out of each other. I don't know. It's quite popular with women. I can't explain it. I have no explanation for that. But okay, Mustafa, number 7.
Okay, we already said it, like gymnastic.
No.
Not gymnastic?
No.
Okay, can you scroll up?
Look at her feet.
Okay. Scroll up. Ice skating.
Yeah, ice skating. They have several different categories. They compete. Also, this is called figure skating. This is not my sport. Okay, this is not something I follow at all. So a little bit ignorant. They have something called dance, pairs dancing, ice dance. I'm not even sure of the terminology myself. Not really my thing. But, okay, yeah. Figure skating, an Olympic sport. For some reason, Winter Olympics, this is a big deal for a lot of people. All right, moving on. Number 8. Alejandro, what is this guy doing?
He's maybe weight lifting.
Yeah, definitely weightlifting. You ever do any weightlifting, Alejandro?
The practice?
Yeah, practice. I don't mean competitively. That would be, we would say competitive weightlifting. you know, this guy's
Mm,
competing. But do you ever do any, practice or, you know,
never. Never.
amateur amateur
Never practice.
weightlifting? No?
Mm-mm.
Uh, okay. By the way, there are machines with pulleys and weights. Okay, that's also weightlifting. What this guy is doing, these are called free weights because they're not attached to any kind of machine or cables. These are free weights. Um, Again, there are different categories. I'm not that sure of terminologies, but clean and jerk, I think, is one. I don't know. There's different methods for lifting, and they have different categories. They also categorize by weight of the
Yeah.
competitor.
I do it like, but you know what? Like I'm in the beginner stage. I am still junior.
Mm, Okay. So, all right, you're amateur. You just kind of started out.
Yeah, yeah. I cannot lift a heavy weight. Too heavy. Also, I confused by the name of it. Like they have a lot of like terminology, as you said.
Yeah, they do. Um, okay, one thing I can help you with, maybe. The ones that you lift with two hands are barbells,
Mm, okay.
okay? And the ones that you lift with one arm or one hand, those are dumbbells.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The same here. Yeah.
Right. Uh, Barbells and dumbbells. And then I don't, you're right, there's a lot of terminologies that I don't know either. Just the basics. Uh, okay, Max, how about number 9?
Gymnastics.
Yeah, now we have gymnastics. All right. What is he working on, Max? Bonus question. What is this device he's spinning around on?
I don't know how to
Yeah,
name it.
they call it a
Um,
horse,
in,
actually.
yeah, in Russian it's also.
A horse?
Horse.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
You could have guessed. Yeah, that's a horse. Have you ever tried doing this? Working out on a horse, Max?
No, 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 no.
Oh,
I remember we jump over the horse.
oh, right.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I remember that too. I remember an extremely painful experience. I'll leave it up to your imagination, but I talked like this for a week. Uh, Extremely painful. Never wanted to do it again. Okay, I have a new student in the class. I would like to welcome. Hello. I'm not sure what your name is. Hello? Uh, Ma'am, the Asian language name, Chinese. Hello? Welcome to the class. Hi there. Yeah. Okay. Hello? No. Okay. Not sure what's going on there. Hello. Welcome to the class. Okay. Their own sport going on over there. Okay. Mustafa, I guess I'll take it back to you. I kind of
Okay.
ignored. All right, number 10.
10. Okay. Can you scroll up?
Yes.
We said motor racing, and there's like cycling.
Cycling. This guy's on a bicycle, so yeah, this would be cycling. Of course, there's also motorcycle racing as well. Those guys are madmen. I had a friend who would race motorcycles. Wow, crazy sport. I couldn't even stand to watch. I went to one of his races. I couldn't stand it. We were like
You
nearly
mean,
dying every 5 minutes.
huh?
It's scary. It's really, really scary watching those guys. Um, they have another kind of motorcycle racing, which I really find interesting. It's called trials. The name says nothing about it, but it's called trials, and they ride up rocks and across rivers, and they have to ride across the log, and it's just it's not racing for speed. It's not fast, but it's really technical. I always found that very interesting as a sport. Okay, I'm going to tighten this up for a second. Sportsmen and women. Quick note about sportsmen and sportswomen. British say sportsmen as an overall, a catch-all, if you will, a catch-all term for anybody who plays sports. For Americans, slightly different. We normally refer to them as athletes, and sportsman is a different word which we Americans use for people who do things like sailing, fishing, mountaineering, outdoor nature-related sports, hunting. Okay, Americans refer to those types of people as sportsmen, and basketball players, football players, things like that as athletes. Okay, very simple. Match the sport with the person who does the sport. We should be able to sail through this, I hope. Alejandro, the person is a boxer. The sport is
The box.
boxing.
A boxing. Okay.
Yes, boxing. Do you ever watch boxing, Alejandro?
Yes, it's very popular in my country.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh, you're from Mexico, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm an American, but I live in the Philippines. Okay, how many times have you seen Filipinos boxing Mexicans? We love to fight each other, you know. Filipinos and Mexicans, that is. Very big sport as well in the Philippines. Big match coming up soon. I think May. Alejandro, do you know what a boxing match? Okay, a set. Two guys are going to box. Do you know what I'm talking about, Alejandro?
Talking about the the famous boxer.
Yeah, two famous boxers will have finally decided to fight each other. I think they're going to be boxing in May. Do you know who I mean?
Mexican boxer Julio Cesar Chavez.
Oh, that's another one.
On this
Yeah.
one, yeah, yes.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I was
I don't
referring.
remember.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was referring to Pacquiao, Philippines boxer.
Pacquiao, yes, yes, yes,
Pacquiao
yes.
and Mayweather, of course.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'll be watching that one. I
Is
can't wait.
is the next fight in the
Yeah,
maybe May, no?
May. That's what I was saying. I think in May. Right.
Yes. All right. Okay.
I'm looking forward to that. Are you going to watch?
No, it's
No.
no watch, no watch. No, only is the very popular in the television.
Yeah, yeah.
Pero, yeah, only.
Who will win, Alejandro? Pacquiao or Mayweather?
Is Wayne Mayweather.
Mayweather.
Sure.
Okay.
Mayweather. Yeah.
You got any money, Alejandro? Let's
Yes.
put money on it. Another sport where people bet a lot of money. A lot of gambling happens with boxing. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Moving on. Max. The sport is swimming. The participant is a
Swimmer?
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's it. Mustafa. The sport is skiing. The person is
Skinner.
skier.
Skier.
Yeah, let me spell it so you can see.
Skier.
All right. Wait a minute.
What is it?
Hang on. Suddenly I have doubts about my own spelling ability. Yeah. Okay. All right. I had to check before I. Skier is the person. Yeah, that's it. Okay. It's two I's with skiing with the sport, but only one for the person, skier. Okay, Alejandro. The person is a skater. The sport is Alejandro?
The sport is skating.
This sport is skating. Very good. Max, a gymnast does what?
Gymnastic.
Gymnastics with an S.
Gymnastics.
Yeah, yeah. Gymnastics. I'll spell that so you can see it. Gymnastics. That's it. Okay. Athletics. Mustafa. The activity. I can't say the sports because I'm talking about the whole everything, I guess. Who does athletics?
Olympist? I don't know. I don't
uh,
know.
as I was saying before, Americans would athletics for an American means sports. They're the same thing. So Americans use athlete to talk about anybody who does any sports. Athlete.
Athletes, yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay, Alejandro, motor racing.
Can you write it in the chat, teacher? Sorry.
Athlete.
Is racing driver.
Yeah, although that seems slightly weird to me, Alejandro, because as an American, I say race driver.
Race driver. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
guess.
know.
Yeah, I guess British people say racing driver, but Americans just say race driver.
Okay. Okay.
Slight difference there. Max.
It's covered the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They're the same, just slightly different in British and American English.
Okay.
Max, who does cycling?
I don't know.
An astronaut. No, that's not it.
Bicycle rider. I don't know.
Bicycle rider. Okay, as a sport, we would probably call him a cyclist.
Cyclist.
Okay, but if you're just doing it as a hobby, to relax on the weekend, you're just a bike rider. Yeah, if you're just referring to somebody going down your street, yes, it would be very normal to say there's a bike rider coming down the street. Okay, so you're wrong, but you're right. Ooh, here's a good one, Mustafa. Ooh, you might have trouble with this one. What does a jockey do?
I don't know what jockey do.
Okay, anybody? Max or Alejandro? Do you know this one?
I think horse racing.
Horse racing.
Horse racing. That's right.
Mm.
Horse racing. What is the most important thing a jockey must be? Or what are all jockeys? Anybody?
I think the very short guy.
Very short, very tiny, very low weight. That's right. The less weight on the horse's back, the faster the horse can go. It's basically the concept. Yeah, jockeys are tiny guys. I mean, they're brave guys, and but they're pretty small. Okay. Alejandro, here's another difficult one for you.
Yes, is the concept is the Iron Man.
Oh, what's that?
The Iron Man is the concept, and the name I don't know.
Okay. Well, there's two different things. The pentathlon, and then there's Iron Man competition, which is usually three things, right, Alejandro? Iron Man competition usually three things, right?
Yes, swim, bicycle, and running.
Right. That's it. Okay. So yeah, that would be an Iron Man or Iron Man athlete, Iron Man competitor. Right. Little tricky. We have two things. Pentathlon, penta. If you think about it, a pentagon has 5 sides, right? So a pentathlete, you just put athlete on the end of penta. pentathlete. He competes in 5 sports to see who's the best out of 5 sports. This is in the Olympics, international as well. The big one is decathlon. That's 10 different track and field events. The decathlon, including things like sprint, longer running races, hurdles, javelin throw, pole vault, hop, skip, and jump. Different events. Throwing that discus throw. A lot of different track and field events. Okay. Anyway, Max, what does a yachtsman do?
Yachtsman. I think he's. I forget this verb. I'm sure it starts from S.
I'm sure you're right. Yeah.
Seeing, dying.
Close. He's sailing.
Sailing, yeah.
Yeah.
Sailing.
They have a more formal, more informally, we just say sailing. But they have competitions, and they have a more formal word for sailing, which I remembered before the class, and now I cannot. It's not yachting. A yacht is the big boat, yacht racing. Okay, anyone would know what you mean, but typically in English we say he's yachting this weekend. He's just out on his boat floating around. Doesn't mean he's racing. Okay, I can't really. All right, sailing. Let's just stick with that. Mustafa, rowing. Oh gosh.
It's a difficult one for me. Roast. Roast.
Yeah.
I don't know. Roast.
Okay. Well, in a more informal way, he would be a rower. Okay.
And this is related to the sea, right? To sea. Was
Well,
boat in the
no.
sea. Oh.
No, it's generally actually never in a boat. I mean, it is in a boat. Hello, I'm sorry. Of course, it's in a boat. I'm sorry. You can row anywhere where there's water. All right, you use oars to move a boat. You're rowing a boat.
Rower rider.
But the sport of rowing, they're in the really long, thin boat, and they generally do this famous places like the river near Boston or the Thames in London. Okay. Let's see. I can't. There's another word for a rower, more specific to the sport of rowing. Oh, the coxswain is the guy. When you see this, there's a guy going stroke, 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 stroke. He's yelling like with some kind of something to make his voice louder, and he's keeping the rhythm. He's the coxswain, or the I forget. There's another name for these guys. I don't know. I guess it's just rower, I suppose. Maybe I'm just thinking about the coxswain, but anyway, yeah. The sport is rowing, and they just try to go as fast as possible and race each other. Usually it's on a river. It's an unusual sport. Okay. Alejandro, the guy is a skydiver. What's he doing?
Ski, pardon. Ski, sorry.
Sky. The skydiver does what?
Sky is correct?
No.
It's
He
skiing.
skydiving.
Skydiving. Oh,
Skydiving. Diver, of course, also diving, just diving without sky, is another sport. Those guys who bounce up and down on a board and do flips and dive into the water. Skydiver, of course, jumps out of airplanes,
okay.
generally speaking. Okay, Max, weightlifting is a sport. The
I
participant
think
is
athlete, but I'm
a
not
what?
sure.
A what?
Athlete. Athlete.
No, we can call him a weightlifter. That's
Just
fairly. That's it. Weightlifter. A fairly common term. And you know, I don't know. I don't know about in Russia, but we have guys in America and in the Philippines as well, where I now live. This is what they do. This is their hobby. They pump iron. Okay, there's
yeah,
informal,
it's same.
and it's quite obvious when you see one. It's quite obvious he's a weightlifter because they're disproportionately huge. You know, huge, bulging muscles. Sometimes those guys, we call them a bodybuilder. All right, and there are actually bodybuilder competitions. It's different than weightlifting. They're guys that get up on stage, guys or girls, men or women, and they flex their muscles. They get all greased up with oil and they stand on stage and they make muscles in their back and their stomach and their legs, and those guys are bodybuilders, competitive bodybuilders. Different sport than weightlifting, but both of them lift weights to train. Okay, Mustafa, a climber.
Climbing.
Okay, sometimes more informally, mountain climbing, or a little more formally, mountaineering. Mountaineering. Yeah, there's kind of another one with a sort of formal and an informal way of talking about it. Okay. We've talked about a lot of sports today. Let's see if you can figure out what sport the people are talking about in these sentences. Let's try this out. Alejandro, please read the sentence and tell me what sport do you think they're talking about.
What amazing part Lewis has gone with knockout in the 10th round.
What's the sport?
The box.
Boxing.
Boxing. Okay.
Boxing, yeah.
Boxing.
A knockout when a person is actually knocked unconscious, not awake anymore. He's sleeping, and there are rounds in a boxing match which last a certain period of time. The bell rings and they stop, they rest for a minute or two, and then they start again. It's always decided how many rounds a match will be beforehand. Okay, Max, number 2.
They're coming to the final fence now, and the favorite pink gin is still in the lead. It's about some kind of racing. Gin?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
gin.
don't know what does it.
Gin. J-sound. Gin. Well, of course, here it's a name, but in real life English, gin is an alcoholic beverage, a liquor made from juniper berries. British people invented it and like it, but gin. Yeah.
I don't know
Okay.
what it's about.
Maybe this helps. Let me read it for you. And they're coming to the final fence now. It's pink gin in the lead, pink gin by a length, pink gin by a length and a half. And here comes what's it on the back stretch, and pink gin by a length and a half. What's it and pink gin now neck and neck coming down the home stretch. Pink gin at the fence. It's pink gin by a nose.
Okay,
There you go.
maybe it's horse racing.
Yeah, hooray! Very good. Okay, that was my best imitation of horse racing.
This is name Pink Gin.
Is it a real name? I don't know. I don't follow horse racing that well. It sounds like a horse name. I don't know why, but horse racing, they give the horses such weird names. The name could be anything. Abstract topology. It's abstract topology and pink gin. It's blue monkey coming up on the backstretch. It's crossed wires with Mrs. Plumpton. They have the weirdest possible names, you know. I don't know how those guys announce those races. They're crazy stuff. It must be fun. I had fun just doing that right now. Okay. Mustafa, number 3.
Schumacher is off. Okay, this is motor.
You recognize the name, don't you? Yeah.
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 I have to
Okay.
complete.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he was trying to pass her. Then he lost control of the car, and that's the race over for him.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Schumacher, not too far in the past, had a skiing accident,
Yeah, right.
and he went into a coma. Does anybody know anything about him? What's his condition now? Is he still in a coma? Is he recovering? Does anybody
I don't
know?
know. I don't know, like, but he has, I think, a fracture in his skin, in his skeleton. Sorry, his head,
Skull. The bones
skull.
in your head, your skull.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you're right.
and yeah, and he knocked out, and I think I don't know. He just sleep.
Yeah, well, that's a coma. He's in a coma. Okay, well,
Can you write it?
yeah.
Coma.
This is very much related to sports. Race car drivers and skiers and bull riders and hockey players, people who are in very dangerous contact sports, can be knocked into a coma. That's where they fall asleep and they don't wake up. Or a person can be in a coma for 10 years and then they wake up 10 years later. You hear those stories, or like in a movie or something.
Yeah, so sad,
Right.
of course.
Very sad. Alejandro, number 4.
Is the next big race is the 800 meters in which Sarah Gates represents Grand Britain. Is the athletics?
Athlete, yeah. This is track, where the people just run and race each other. They have different distances, of course.
Is the runner?
Yeah, but we call it track. A track meet is a competition. We don't call the people who run, we don't call them trackers. You're right, we call them athletes, track and field athletes, more or less. So, yeah, they're talking about a track race. It's
Okay.
called track race. And then there's different lengths, of course. Max, number 5. Max? You there? Okay. Something happened to Max for a minute here. I don't know. Mustafa, number 5.
5. Just a second. The women's. You said that skiing. The women's downhill start at 10, and the men's
Slalom.
slalom event follows at 2 o'clock.
Very good. These are 2 different events. The main events in downhill skiing, in ski racing, are downhill. That's the crazy one, where basically the person tries to go from the top of the mountain to the bottom of the mountain as fast as humanly possible. And then there's a slalom and a giant slalom, 2 separate events, where the skier has to go around the poles. All right, left, go left around the pole, go right around the pole, left, right, left, right, left, right. And they race usually head to head or against each other. A head to head competition means two people against each other. So usually slalom is head to head. Downhill, they go one at a time. They're just racing the clock. Crazy, crazy. Downhill, they're going 60 to 80 miles per hour. What is that? 100 kilometers an hour? Up to 120 kilometers an hour. Just crazy. They're going fast. Okay, Alejandra, number 6.
Mhm. And so Westcott wins the 100 meters freestyle to add to his victories in the breaststroke, the backstroke, and the butterfly.
Okay. What's the sport?
I don't know.
Okay,
No.
this is like one of the first things we talked about in class today. I mentioned the breaststroke, backstroke,
Breaststroke.
butterfly.
Mhm. Ah, okay.
These are swimming.
Is
Yeah.
the swimming? Yes, 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 yes.
Different
So,
swimming
yes,
strokes. Yep,
yes.
that's right.
Mhm.
Okay. Very good. Max, are you
Yeah,
there?
I'm here, sorry.
Okay.
After his performance on the rings, he'll be hoping for something better on the horse. Uh, jump show?
No.
No, on the horse. After his
Yeah.
performance
You
on
remember
the ring.
you and I talked about the horse, and I told you about my horrible accident, and I hurt myself on the horse. I had mentioned that earlier.
No, I'm not sure.
No.
I
Okay.
don't remember.
The rings and the horse. These are things, different events for gymnastics.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I forget.
Gymnastics. Right.
Gymnastics, yeah. When you
Okay.
jump over.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you spin around on it, or the guy hangs each hand in a ring. When he spreads his arm out at perpendicular, that's called an iron cross. Very, very difficult. Takes a lot of muscle to do that. Okay, and they spin around, and yeah. All right, Mustafa, number 8.
It looks like tomorrow's race is off. The forecast is for force 8 gale. What's 8 gale?
Yeah, okay, that's the key to understanding this. Force 8 gale. It refers to a wind speed as spoken by a sailor. This is, us land people would say, oh, there's a 60 kilometer an hour wind. But a sailor would not say that. They would say force 5, force 8, force 10 gale. They have different measurements for wind speed.
In Russian, it sounds like 8 knots.
Yeah,
Try the
okay.
knot? Yeah, knots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, they have a scale of wind speed that uses gales, but also knots is used for, definitely used for speeds. Talking about boats and any kinds of ships. Okay, now this I think was causing let me just cover this in the last couple of minutes because I think this was causing a little bit of confusion earlier in the class. Wait a minute, this is way too huge. Let me. Okay. Now, we talked about track and field a bit earlier. So to be a little clearer, all right, this is what British people call athletics, but Americans call this track and field. Okay, there are two types of athletics events or track and field events. Track events are those which take place on the running track, running races, running around. All the other events, except the marathon, which is considered a little different, are called field events. These are field events. Hurdles, javelin, discus, high jump, long jump. What are these people doing? Let's see if we can do this in like 2 minutes. I don't know. Alejandro, number 1. What?
Is the hordeless?
No. He's got like a ball, a heavy ball in his hand.
Mhm.
You may not be able to see that in the
Mhm.
picture.
Only the shot put?
The
No.
shot put. You're exactly correct. That's right. That's the shot put. Okay. Very good. Max, what's this guy doing?
What he's doing?
Yay!
The long jump.
A long jump. All right. He's jumping for distance. There's another jump, which is when you have a hop, step, jump. It's called the triple jump. It looks really funny when you see them doing it because they kind of jump with one foot and then step with the other and then jump with 2 feet. Looks a little weird, but anyway. Mustafa, number 3. What's he doing?
I know 4, the high jump. 3,
Okay. 3.
3, the javelin,
No.
the
The
hurdle,
javelin.
the javelin. I
The
don't know.
javelin is number 6. He has a long spear. That spear is
Yeah.
called a javelin. A sharp spear, which is quite thin, is called a javelin.
The hurdles.
This is the hurdles. In English,
Yeah.
when we say we need to get over a hurdle, or there are many hurdles in the way, we're being idiomatic, but we're referring to this. This is a hurdle. So this is an event. The hurdles. Yeah, number 6 is the javelin. Number 5 is the discus. It's like a disc he's trying to throw. And Mustafa's right. The number 4 is the high jump. Missing here is the pole vault, one where they run with a giant pole. One I really want to try. I always wanted to try the pole vault. Looked like fun. Probably kill myself. But I'm actually out of time. So guys, thank you very much. We'll see you
Thank
again
Thank you.
real
Thank
soon,
you.
I
Have
hope.
a